Let's get this camera set up. Okay, that looks good. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I mean, this video is a little different than what you're probably used to from seeing, at least from my channel. But I've been asked multiple times how I fish for Spanish mackerel, what I use, tactics, that kind of thing. So today we're going to go into that a little bit more. And I have been meaning to make this video for a while. It just hasn't happened. But here we are, finally here. Holt's staring at me awkwardly while he's playing cornhole over there. Look at that loser. Okay, well, we're on a ping pong table because that's the biggest area I have available, and it gives a nice background so you can actually see the line. So there's two real ways to fish for Spanish mackerel. You can troll, or you can cast into them sometimes, but really just live bait fishing the other way. But today we're gonna focus just on the trolling aspect, specifically trolling artificials, and even more specifically trolling Clarkspoons. So there's three main things that we use in our videos to catch these Spanish mackerel. Now Ocean Isle, there's a fair amount of them. They never get too big, really. I mean, the video I just posted previously before this, that was the biggest one we ever caught around there, probably around 4 pounds maybe, but I'm sure there's bigger ones out there. We just haven't got them yet. But anyways, there's two main ways we do them. Like I said, trolling with the planers and trolling with these little ball weights right here. These are the bullet weights. First I want to talk about the planers with y'all. The planers are right here. See them right here. It's pretty chunky actually. This is a size 2 planer, I believe, actually. So it's gonna have it's gonna pull the line a lot further down in the water column. Probably want to use this in 20 plus feet of water. And I just have the Clarkspoon on the back of it with some tape on it. But in terms of how you rig this up, you're gonna want to tie your main line to this little swivel thing right here, and then you're gonna have your leader and the actual Clarkspoon attached. I normally use a swivel, that way it's easily interchangeable. If they're biting a certain color Clarkspoon, you can swap it out really quick. So I have a swivel, and then I have about 6 feet of leader, which you can see is wrapped up right here. Really you want like 6 to 10. You don't want anything over like 14 though, because then it gets like a pain in the butt when you bring the fish to the boat. You gotta like hand drag it in, and then just tie it with a simple clinch knot to the thing, to the Clarkspoon or whatever. This is a bigger Clarkspoon, I believe it's size 1 actually. So yeah, this is a really big Clarkspoon for us, at least what we use. That's the first one, so that'll cover like 20 feet deep. It'll get down pretty far. The next one we use, very similar, same kind of planer, size smaller. This one's size 1. This one you can run in as shallow as 5 feet of water. This one is honestly more of our go-to. It doesn't do as much damage to the rods in terms of bending the heck out of it. But again, the same setup. We've got the snap swivel. Everything's tied with a improved clinch knot, by the way. And then tie your main line at that. And then another 6 to 8 feet of leader. I got another silver Clarkspoon right here on this one. So yeah, that's what we'll tie up. You'll see me use this on my Cabela's Depth Master things. You want to put the planer rigs are always going to go on an open face like trolling rod and reel combo. You never want to put them on a spinning rod because they can break the spinning rods fairly easy because they put a lot of pressure on the actual rods themselves. But these two have produced a fair amount. But recently, especially in the past couple years, it has been these surface rigs that have absolutely killed Spanish mackerel. Like, hands down, like I think in the past 2 years probably, 95% of our Spanish have come off of these topwater rigs. So what this is gonna do, this little, I think it's a 2 ounce weight, I think. No, this is 1.5 ounces. But this one, 1.5 ounces, it's gonna go on your main line. It's gonna have a swivel on it like that. You're gonna tie that to your main line. Again, you're gonna have a decent bit of leader, 6 to 8 feet, longer than you generally use for inshore fishing or something like that. And then you're gonna have it tied to the Clarkspoon again. Now, as you can see, this Clarkspoon is rusty as heck, but that's what Clarkspoons do. They do not last in salt water at all. I'm sorry, Clarkspoon, it's just true. Buy those replacement hooks if you can, because then you can not waste the actual spoon itself and just replace the hooks when they go bad. But yeah, this is the pink tape on the Clarkspoon. This is a size, actually I'll get to talking about the sizes of Clarkspoons later because that's important. But yeah, so you have the same amount of leader tied to the Clarkspoon. This is gonna keep it about a foot or 2 under the top of the water. And most of the time, sometimes, that planer will be either skipping on the top or just below the top of the water. Those Spanish will come up, bite it, and then you'll see the rod bend or whatever, and you'll know you got a fish on. But these have been absolutely kicking butt lately. We've caught all of our big ones on these. Like, they're just ridiculous. And it's a lot more fun to fight them on these because these I'd ideally put on spinning rods. That's what we do, at least. It's a lot more fun, and I feel like it just suits the rig better, honestly. So yeah, that's why we do that. So these are the 3 ways we troll for them. Or yeah, 3 ways we troll for them, I guess. But in terms of the size of the Clarkspoons, hold on, let me get this bag out. Dump these on the table for you. Okay. So there's 3 main sizes that we use. Now Clarkspoon does carry a lot of sizes of them. They're fairly expensive, but you can find them on their website. I'll put the link in the description. But so we use mainly 2 sizes. This is a size 0. It's about 2-3 inches long. This is our go-to. This is the unbeatable size all around, just good for anything size. These come in a lot of different colors with tapes and stuff. The next kind we use are these double zeros. These are fairly small, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. Now these tend to get the smaller Spanish as you would expect, but they still do work very well. And especially we've noticed a lot the bluefish tend to hit these smaller ones, which is interesting. But yeah, they have a different array of colors and stuff too. And then lastly, if you want to go big, go with the size 1. That's the biggest. Actually, I don't even think that's a size 1. Hold up. Size 1's right here. Sorry. This is the biggest ones we'll use, at least where we are right now. They're probably 4 inches long, maybe 3-4 inches long. These guys are pretty chunky. Big enough to get a king. If a king sees this, might think of a minnow, and he might bite it. So yeah. These, you'll rarely get bites from smaller ones. The bigger you go, the harder it is for smaller stuff to get it. But it is still possible. These don't catch as much, I would say, as a size 0. Like, size 0 is hands down just absolutely collapse. But these guys too, I would recommend them as well. In terms of tape and stuff on them, you'll notice some of mine have some green or pink tape, like over there. It doesn't really matter. The real differentiating factor is going to be the gold and silver spoons. You'll see I have a gold and a silver right here. Gold in previous years hasn't worked as well as silver has, but that doesn't mean anything really. I mean, when you go out there on the water, you're going to want to put a gold and a silver on. If they're biting more gold, then change the other one to a gold and you'll probably catch more fish. It's just simple. You just go with what the water tells you to do. If they're hitting silver like crazy, change out the gold, put another silver on. And the tape, I don't know how much the tape actually works. I've never really run like a controlled experiment on it, I feel like. But I think I would like to do that in the future. It just requires a lot of time because these fish can be stubborn sometimes. But yeah, so this is our setup for, yeah, Spanish. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, please let me know. I think I got enough into depth that you guys get what I'm saying. I hope you guys learned something from this. And what?
What type of leader?
Oh, Holt brought up a very good point. Leader for these fish. Do not want to make it too heavy. I know they have teeth on them. Do not be tempted to put wire. They will all, I have very, very, very rarely been broken off by a Spanish just from chomping through the line. Most of the time they'll bite very far back on the bait, getting that's why the hooks are situated so far back. So yeah, you don't need heavy leader. We choose 20 pound because you can see it right here. I feel like the fish can't see it as well, and these fish can see very, very, very well. That's why I don't like to push it above 30. If you get above 30, you're gonna probably start to see a little decrease in bites and activity. But yeah, 20, I wouldn't go shy of 15. 15 to 25 is about the sweet spot. I choose 20, that's what we use. It still has enough flex in the line to really keep the fish on. But it also has enough strength to not get like snapped off instantly too. So that's what we use. Lastly, I had one more thing to say. Oh yes, wait. Speed of trolling, that's very important. We recommend 5 to 8 miles an hour. And again, this is a game where you got to do what the ocean says. If they're not biting fast, slow it down a little bit. Slow it down to 5 or 6. But if they aren't biting slow either, bump it up to 8. Bump it up to 7 or 8. And you'll think you'll really think, I know I have in the past, that you're going way too fast for these fish. But these fish are extremely fast. Like very, very, very fast. They will not have a problem catching those lures. I promise, just don't go above like 10 miles an hour. Stay below 8 if you can. But yeah, that's the speed that we normally troll with. I know generally I think we're around 6.7 miles an hour if we can. 6.2 to 6.7, that's where we hit our sweet spot. Depths, okay, my mom interrupted, sorry about that. Like I was saying, depth of water, you're gonna wanna be anywhere. These fish can vary a lot, especially, so if you're fishing near shore, you're probably gonna wanna be in below 33-ish feet of water. Our sweet spot lately, this summer, has been very, very shallow. It's never been this shallow before. I don't know why they're this shallow this summer or the last summer, but they've been in anywhere from 5 to 15 feet of water, absolutely just crushing the top water ones. We haven't found too much deeper. They're out there. They're a little more slim and spaced out, but the bait, when it gets pushed in, those Spanish are all over it. You'll see them jumping out of the water and stuff. And that's where you want to be, right in that sweet spot. Run straight through them and you'll probably hook up on a couple. Yeah, so that's going to be it for the Spanish mackerel tutorial, walkthrough, cringe that you had to listen to for the past 8 minutes or whatever it is. Yeah, like I said before, I hope this was helpful. If it wasn't, I don't care. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. If it wasn't helpful, then I'm sorry. You tell me what it would have been helpful. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys later on Landed Fishing.